Hey, NorCal Carters, this is Jason, and it is December 4th, 2023, and you just got a quick glimpse of our panel tonight. We have, of course, we have Ashley, and we have Durbin Jr. heading back on from All Star Karting, Cambrian Go-Karts. We'll let him go through all the different tag names he wants to use in a little bit, but welcome to the show, and we got some big, exciting news for you, but I'm not telling you about it. I'll let Ashley do it. Yeah, and it's already December, but race calendars are coming out. So we already have a number of clubs that are confirmed for 2024. We have Donald Durbin, All Star Karting. We have NCK Road Racing. We have Challenge of the Americas, and we have Nevada, Northern Nevada Kart Club. They have all confirmed for 2024. So without me running my mouth too much at the beginning, Ashley, take it away.
Hey NorCal, it's the NorCal Carters chick coming to you live. Guess what? We did it! We are over 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Thank you so much to everyone that helped out. We're very excited to give away our grand prize for that tomorrow. So come back, join us for a special NorCal. Well, it's not going to be NorCal Mondays because it'll be Tuesday, but it'll be a special show where we're going to pick our winner for the contest. Again, thank you all so much for getting us to 1,000. We've been really excited and really just trying to spread karting and NorCal all over YouTube, Facebook, everything. That's kind of what we do here. Like Jason was saying, calendars are out, so we've been talking to a lot of the clubs, the tracks, the series is trying to get everybody to promote on NorCal Carters. Reach out to your clubs, reach out to your just representatives, see if your club and NorCal Carters have had a conversation or anything like that. If you haven't, reach out to Jason or I. We're always available. We're again excited. We have 1,000 subscribers on YouTube and we are over 1,000 on Facebook. So our reach is just getting bigger, and we're hoping in 2024 we can have some growth and we can promote all the NorCal events. So again, we're excited. Thank you, everyone. And join us tomorrow for the raffle for the NorCal Carters 1,000 giveaway, which is a huge thank you to Kevin from WKA for wanting to partner with us and get on this promotion that we had. So thank you, Kevin. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Well, I'll still be here for the show, but we'll see you guys tomorrow for the winner.
And that's a wrap
of the raffle. And cut.
Donald's in the background going, what the hell? It's like our viewership just shot up because I heard we were signing off. So, all right. With that being said, Donald Durbin, you have the floor. Introduce yourself to those that don't know you, and then we'll jump into the show.
How's it going, everybody? Thanks for having me. My name is Donald Durbin, and I am happy to be here.
Perfect. So tell everyone who you are as far as the track you run, the kart shop you run, and then we'll go up to the 3-panel screen here.
Yeah, absolutely. So I am an avid karter who has always enjoyed this sport. When it became time for me to grow up, if you will, and get a job or go to college or find a career, I just couldn't see myself leaving this sport. So my dad and I, 20 years ago, opened up Cambrian Go-Karts and really tried to start helping and spreading information about the sport that we enjoyed doing, competing in it, growing a team, a brick and mortar store. And about 5 years ago, that morphed into the opportunity to take over the Prairie City facility and I have not had more fun in my life. It actually created a little bit more family time and dynamic, and meeting also at the track a lot of really good friends, families, continue to be able to share that love or information that I have for the sport. And then I have found out how much that I really enjoy putting on events that we do and watching people drive through the gate and saying hello to them and making sure that I give them the quality of the event that I would like to have, and make sure that we follow through with that. So Prairie City has really become home for me and my family, and we're just trying to put our heart and soul into it so that we can continue to make it better. There's room for improvement always, and will be every year. And I'm excited to start a new season and see what happens.
Very cool. So I just brought up the track layout here at Prairie City. So on social media, is it Prairie City? Is it All Star Karting as far as the track is concerned?
Yeah, so I'm glad you said that, because social media is a terrible cornerstone for me, but I'm going to get some help from you guys this year, and that's another big information that we can talk about as the time fits. But on Facebook, we are Prairie City Kart Track that I created in 5 minutes. I had to hurry up and get information out, and I've kind of left it alone. So that's how you can find us on Facebook. And I do my best to, put updates out there and keep people loop. But as Ashley might tell you, and you will as well, right about the time of year, I kind of fall off the map, and I'm still at work. I'm still going hard every day. I just get kind of quiet because it doesn't feel like there's as much to talk about. But that's so far the truth. There's a lot to talk about and a lot to promote or keep people in the loop. And it is absolutely, my shortcoming as far as being technologically correct. So I'm looking for help, and I think I found it with you guys, and I look forward for you to take over that part of my life. So thank you.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah.
All right. So, Donald, we were talking a little bit about your schedule. Your schedule has been posted. So far, it is on Prairie City Karting Facebook, but tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, thank you, NorCal Karters, Ashley, Jason, and Ashley. I know you put a lot of time in, because you gathered up the entities involved in this state and this region and the surrounding states. You put us all in a room on our computers, and we did a really neat thing and sat down, created a wish list, made a calendar, and I thought it was very, very successful, leading into what you're about to lead me into, which is boom, I've got an overlap I just missed. We ended that meeting with, all right, guys, this was great. Looks like everything's perfect. And about 2 pages back, there was a little asterisk on April 27th that said, we need to deal with this. And I heard in my little brain, oh, we're all good. Good job. This was awesome. And closed the computer and posted the schedule. So I do want to announce and make that edit, because the Gold Rush, super important series that's going to travel around our local tracks. And I have a race on top of the Dixon Gold Rush, which is absolutely silly. So that's on me. And Ashley, you and I looked at the calendar pretty vigorously, and I think with I'm gonna get my dates right so I don't do it again, but April 27th was my Prairie City's race 2 or 3. You have the calendar and we can put it up, but as that is on the Gold Rush Dixon race, I have no desire to be hard-nosed about that. I mean, we're all working together and it's a really good feeling and vibe. So as soon as you mentioned that to me, we started looking at the calendar. The beginning of April, we've got Challenge the Americas, we've got Sonoma race, then we have Blue Max, Northern Nevada, then we have what was the date we posted and is the Kinsman Kart Club Gold Rush race So I think the best opportunity that we have is to go back to, where am I? May 4th and 5th, is that correct?
Yes.
So May 4th and 5th is going to replace our April 26th and 27th Spring Super Series race. And that's all kind of happened, today and yesterday. So I will get that fixed, edited, and obviously what a better place to talk about it than right here.
Yep.
But our website and social media will reflect that, in 48 hours or less.
Very cool. And then while you were talking, I just brought up some track footage of Prairie City. So hopefully there's no gnarly crashes. Although the viewership will go up. It's kind of a double-edged sword, right?
Yeah. All right. So Donald, let's talk about the new format. What's new about it? What are you changing up? What are you?
Yeah, I'm really excited about this season and the way it kind of looks on paper. Years ago, we all went through COVID, and I was kind of forced, as we all were, to do a lot of things that were kind of creative to make things work. And we split 2-stroke and 4-stroke. And I'll use the word unintentionally, hogged a calendar. I want to take care of my people, and I thought everybody, and we split the 2-stroke and 4-stroke, which, undoubtedly took up 2 weekends a month, which, besides taking our daily activities away from the track, it split people up and took up space on the calendar. And what I don't want to do is force people to make decisions. So this year was the first year we're going to get away from that, and we're going to have everybody at the track at the same time. I want both 2-stroke and 4-stroke to be in that environment, where we will absolutely have 120, 150 go-karts at the track. But more importantly, the structure of it is quite a bit different. I'm following the pattern, or looking at the trends of shorter, more intent series. Instead of a long 9-month calendar, we're still going to be active all the months of the year, but instead of a championship that I want everybody to be able to follow and be a part of, things happen. Maybe we have a couple of races that didn't go the way we wanted, or B, we have a family event that we can't miss or don't want to miss, or we just lose interest, and we kind of want to do something different. Another thing that's going to be neat is it's going to create an opportunity to maybe change categories, move up, or move from Junior 1 to Junior 2 towards the end of the year, due to the fact that the first part of the year, we're going to have the Spring Super Series, and it's 4 races. Oh, I lost did you say something?
No, she was off mic.
Okay. We're going to have the Spring Super Series, which is what we're going to call it. And it's going to be 4 races at Prairie City, different configurations, all identified ahead of time on the website. And a championship will be awarded to the recipients at the last race at the track after the normal award ceremony. And I think it'll consolidate things, but that's not really what I'm going for. But I think it's just 4 races, boom, champions, winners, exciting. And then we're going to lead into the summertime, and it's getting hotter all the time. And, as some of you might know, last year we did our first night race, which was amazing. We had a really good time, really good turnout, really good racing, learned a few things that I want to build on. I don't think we had any issues, but I want to build on how to make it even more exciting and make it more of an event and a venue and an experience, as well as a really good race. So in the summertime, we're not going to race during the day. It's too hot, potentially dangerous, and those good parents and racers out there who just don't want to put anybody in harm's way are going to sit it out. So let's race at night. So we're going to have a 3-race Prairie City Night Summer Series where we will practice Friday night into the evening, and you can wake up, stay at the track, go home, have a casual Saturday, get things ready, and move into Saturday evening where we'll have another awesome night race experience. So the summer series is going to be night races only. And then we'll move into the fall, and we'll call that the Fall Super Series. And that's going to be a 4-race series on 2 weekends. So we'll have 2 double headers where we can just, again, try and consolidate your time in the calendar. And I love hearing when people have driven or come from quite a distance. You know, they've maybe heard good things or feel they want to try it, or I'm so thankful for them to come and be a part of it. And why not make that drive and get 2 opportunities to get on the podium, 2 opportunities to really compete. Because as we get a little bit later in the season, you know, let's face it, I've been to this track, I've been there, I've done that. I want to race and I'm going to compete, but Saturday we're going to sit it out and do something different. So I want to keep everybody active, keep everybody there, and just those double headers. And I like that format. So that's what we're going to do at the end of the year.
I'm personally excited to see how your short series is going to go. I personally think it's a step in the right direction because you've seen it. You've been around the sport for a long time.
Yeah.
You get to that 3rd or 4th race, and it's like the excuse of I'm out of the points is always the number one excuse why people don't show up. Whether other things happen in life, it's, oh, I'm out of the points. So they lose their motivation. And I know you talk to the teams.
Yeah.
Almost all of the teams in NorCal that I've spoken to have said, one, the calendar's too busy. I mean, it's,
yes.
You know, the big teams could race every single weekend somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. And the families as well. And to touch on what you just said, you know, I feel really, really fortunate that we typically, you know, don't have a big drop off, but I can feel the enthusiasm start to fade. And I never want anybody to come just because, you know, they want to be nice, sportive, or they're going to get another shot. I have that new energy feel like this is a fresh season now in the middle of the year. We are all tied for first right now. Let's start again. And I want to keep that excitement, which is what I vow to always do, you know, at the track. Every off season, I make a list of things I want to see different visually, structurally, or behind the scenes. I want to make changes. I do not want to get stagnant and just make the calendar do the same thing. I really want to introduce changes, and this, I hope you're right, and I feel like it is a good thing. It's going to create an opportunity for people who might not be able to do the whole year, but they're going to be able to come and do some of it.
Yeah. So we have a comment. Shoot, I might actually get a race or 2 in now. Great adjustments. Hey, Darren.
No, thank you.
So just for clarification, this
Sure.
means we're going to have a spring series champion. Then we will have a night race series champion, and then
Correct.
a fall series champion. Correct?
That's correct.
There isn't going to be one champion for your season.
There is going to be one champion for each individual series.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I personally prefer it because it drives me nuts you see it across motorsports and all these other sports where they try to copy, you know, the ball sports of football and basketball, and they try to copy it. And it just doesn't work for motorsports. Like, oh, we got the playoffs in NASCAR, whatever they call it. It's like, can we just have a series and like not have to figure out, oh, the guy in 12th needs to pick up 2 spots in order to continue or make it into the runoff. I don't know. It's like too confusing. I just want make it a 10-race NASCAR series and then be done with it.
Well, and I
I
feel
like it.
also,
I like what you're doing.
I feel also, it also gives other people a chance. It's not going to be the one guy that wins everything all season.
There's going to be
So,
guys and girls competing for the top 5 all the time, and I try to think of all the different positives and negatives about it. And the positives that I hope I came up with were, we are in grassroots. If I'm a consumer, I might want to sell my 206 or keep it, but I might want to dabble in my KA that I just bought from Austin Elliott or Gary Carlton or Donald Durbin. But I don't want to do both the whole season. I might, and that would be great. And a lot of people have said that. Oh, shoot, now I'll do both. Or since I'm there already, I'll run Tag Cadet and Junior 1 206. And that's great. But really, the thought process was I want to do the championship and do my best. And on the second one, I'm going to jump in this one and just, we'll see. I don't want to dilute anything. That's for sure. I don't want to dilute any of the racing going on anywhere, but opportunity or change, it's fun.
yeah. Well, and we have Brian. 3 champions for each series should do an all-star showdown after the 3 series complete. What?
Top 5 in each series only.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
honestly, I'm open to anything, but I want to make sure I don't ever commit to something and then not being able to do it. But I love ideas like that. Brian's a good friend of mine, and I like being able to just think of something and do it. I mean, I'm fortunate enough to, I guess, be able to just make that decision and do it. That's the beauty of it. We can do it. So, yeah.
All right. Thanks, Brian. We have other comments. We're logistically really far away, so this is really awesome for us. A smaller series makes it more feasible. So we're hearing good things.
Thank you, Jason.
You're welcome.
Okay, so while we're going through the comments, why don't you tell us about your holiday hours?
Sure, no problem. We are not going to close down like a typical business at the end of the year for 2-3 weeks. I'm very aware that we're an active track with valued members and visitors and renters, but I also want to respect family time and also my staff who is there every day. So anyway, back to the hours. Our first day, we are always closed Tuesdays and Wednesdays. My entire adult life, I think I've worked 7 days a week, and about 2 years ago, we adopted Tuesday being closed. Wednesday, the state park that we're located in is shut down, so that was a given. But a couple of years ago, we took on Tuesday as well, and I got more laundry done and the grass cut and everything else. But hours, Sunday, December 24th is Christmas Eve. We're closed. Monday, Christmas Day, we're closed. Tuesday and Wednesday happen to be the following days, 27th, which we're already closed. So there's a 4-day break for the staff and 2 days of normal business hours that were closed. We are open Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the end of December, and then January 1st is a Monday, and that is New Year's Day. We're going to close and let that run its course on a 3-day weekend, if you will, for the staff and everybody else, because Tuesday and Wednesday, the 2nd and 3rd, we're closed as well. And then we're back open.
All right.
And stay tuned for social media graphics on your page.
Yes.
With the schedule.
That's right.
All this will get posted on to social media as well. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about Prairie City.
Sure.
Facilities, you have a lot of so everybody knows as well, Donald hasn't gone like just Donald sort of like dropped off on social media, but he hasn't gone away. He has been very busy at Prairie City with lots of projects going on. So kind of tell us what improvements you're making to the track, the facility, the sign everybody's talking about. So let us know.
They're mostly, I appreciate the hype, but most of it's just small, housekeeping projects. But again, besides structure and people and ideas, I do always want to, put money, effort, sweat back in so that we start off fresh and clean and ready. And I am getting ready for a bigger, full paddock, if you will. I want to make sure we have plenty of room and space and it's structured right. So some of the little things, again, little being the key word, but I like doing it and I want to do it. Start with small stuff, like painting all the curves. A while ago we painted them yellow and black. We had a really fun day with Track Magic Air, so we painted everything yellow and black, and then that turned into red and black, which was kind of hard to see and identify. And looking at pictures online, you see tracks all nicely painted and the barriers are clean. So small stuff. We're going to go back, nice new paint everywhere, red, white, all over the curbs and the track. Flags, we got a big 30-foot flagpole that's going into the ground, so we don't have to wonder where I'm going to hang the flag from. We'll have a 30-foot permanent flag with the American flag and the California flag and a Prairie City flag that we can look at. And from what I understand, if you're going to have flags up, you need to have lights shown on them. So we got a light kit to shine on that. Another one that is exciting is I was really lucky to have a friend of mine, Roman Madrigal, start coming, and we hired him to do announcing. That was one thing that was always missing, and I didn't know the importance of it until we had it. It was just an oversight. But Roman was having a blast and doing a great job on the microphone, and it cuts in and out sometimes. Sometimes you walk too far away. And the speakers that we got were a freebie. When I moved into Prairie City, there was no announcing, there was no speakers. You had to walk down the paddock and tell people what was going on. So obviously that was, number one. So we, years ago, put in the sound system and speakers, but it's time to update those to something that sounds like you're, in a concert, not loud, music, but clear, good tone, some depth to it, to where it sounds like someone is talking. So I definitely want to invest in that. We have, and those will go up and get synced up or whatever needs to happen. It will be crystal clear, good sounding, announcing at all of the races coming this year, as well as, I was going to say legible, but that's reading, but clear audio so that you can hear it and follow along, because that is fun. When you're working on your go-kart and you're right on the fence line, it feels like you're a part of something big. And when your son or daughter's name or your buddy's name is getting yelled over the microphone, or the announcer's getting enthusiastic about a pass that's happening. So that's really important to me, and I saw the need for it once he started the announcing. So that will be done. Social media, again, we touched on that and I won't drag it on, but I just either don't have the bandwidth, or I'm afraid, or I am not good at promoting the cool things that we're doing. There's a lot of cool stuff that happens at a race event, from people to awards to the racing itself or the size of the event. I'm so lucky to have 100 four-strokes come to our club race. I don't really want to use that word anymore, but that's the term, is 100 four-strokes. And I don't take any pictures or post it anywhere. And I feel really lucky. And the racers feel really lucky, and they deserve to have the recognition every week with a positive, updated post, picture, etc. And that's where you're going to come in. There is no food. Go ahead.
I did have a question.
Sure.
Do you have to be a member to run at Prairie City?
No, not at all. And thanks for asking that, because that is a question I got sometimes, like, oh, we weren't sure if we could come or we were able to get points because we're not a member. No, absolutely not. The membership that we offer is purely a benefit if you are consistently or actively coming to the track. We have a track fee that is a daily fee, which goes straight towards having the staff there, keeping it clean, helping you, picking you up when your cart's broken, bringing you back to your pits. And what I'm proud of is we run the day like a race. We try and structure it for safety and quality of track time. And that all takes money. So naturally, as you go anywhere, there's a track fee to use it for the day. And that fee eliminated if you purchase a season pass or a membership. And you can purchase that season pass, and it's good from January to January. And you can purchase it in the middle of the year, the end of the year, but that's your benefit. It's for you. But you do not have to have one. We are happy and appreciative of everybody that comes. And your points are recorded, again, to clarify, membership or not.
That was my next question. Okay, so members and non-members are both scored in the championship.
Absolutely, always.
Okay.
All right, we had another question. So this question kind of brings up a fun fact. I also worked at Cambrian Go-Karts as well. So I think it's fun how now we have some news about a Cambrian Go-Karts team, maybe. Let us know.
It's really important, and it is exciting. It's going to come together really nicely. I was going to say always, but my background is Cambrian Karts, was a retail store, a service center, and a track support mobile team. And it was the time of my life, and a lot of really important people in my life were a part of it, and it was fun. There's one right there. And I didn't feel right.
Computer?
I didn't feel right.
Watch on a different screen.
I didn't feel good. I did not feel good about taking over for the facility, running the race, and operating a team. I not because it was too much to do, but it felt self-serving, and it felt like a big door to be perceived as biased. Like, well, that guy's on your team, so that's why he didn't get a penalty, or that guy skated through, or any of the above. That could all be very relevant concerns. I wanted nothing to do with it, because I wanted everybody that came to that track to feel equal and cared for and appreciated. And I did not want to have any perception of favoritism, and that is always going to be my number one. So I have at the moment plenty of employees, but two of them, Seth Huntley and Colby Romero, I will say I'm proud of grooming them over the past 4 or 5 years, and getting to know their work ethic and working together and watching them interact with youngsters and adults every day. And so what I'd like to do is hand that over, literally, is me not be a part of it. That's not fair. I'm going to be a part of it because I care about them and the people at the track, but I am not going to operate it. My role will stay exactly what I've been doing. But Cambrian Go-Karts sells go-karts, has a lot of resources, a lot of background, a lot of history, and a lot of contacts. And there's no reason for an avenue to be open to people who would just like to have a good environment that they can count on support, help, emergency help, and helping them also get faster or more successful on the track, which is going to lead into training days. But the big picture, the small picture, however you want to say it, is we have a tent professionally set up with monitors, tables, stalls for those clients that would like to be a part of a family, good atmosphere with good driver coaches as the head of it, Seth and Colby, and they're going to, my request was, we're going to take possession of the go-karts that are going to be under that tent Monday, and we're going to make sure that they are 100% ready for that event. That I'm going to help with each time, because that's really the biggest part of it. You need to be ready for that event. You can't pull your trailer, you haven't looked at it in 3 weeks, and then expect that everything's going to be okay. So all of us together at our normal 9 to 5 every day at the track, we're going to make sure that those carts are ready so that they have a seamless event. And I'm proud of Seth and Colby for being in the position that they're in to do that, and they're going to do a really good job. I know they are.
We had Seth on a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun catching up with him. We, as far as his SuperNets experience. He's
a really good young man, and his dad, who prompted that, was joking and also being nice. 5-6 years ago when Seth was crawling around on the floor in diapers still. Just kidding. But
that was actually 3 weeks ago.
He has grown up a lot, and he is responsible, and he is following through, and he is an excellent driver. And I watch him with kids and adults every day, and he's doing a great job. And Colby, obviously, right there with him. He has come so far. Very talented racer, but his heart is in it. He breathes this, and I know for a fact with the right preparation and resources that they are going to have a successful operation.
Well, that'll be exciting to see, because then you can also, I probably shouldn't say this out loud, but I don't have a filter. You can kind of retain people that you take care of at the track instead of watching them disappear. So
no, I think you're right. At the same time, just to touch on that for just a second, it is, but it's less about that, because the way I look at it, I've retained them. They're not objects. I know you didn't mean that at all, but I don't think of them as objects. But if they're at the track enjoying the race or the day that we're putting together, then I feel really good. And I am so happy and thankful for Step Up Karting and Unleashed Power and Speed Sense and GFC and Ron White and Leading Edge, the folks that come more to the track to race. I'm not trying to keep or move or play musical chairs, but what I'm proud of is weekly, I introduce somebody to the sport, and I would like to provide an opportunity for them to not be lost or not sure. I would like to accelerate the process for them to get to that race as soon as they decide they're ready and participate in it. And there's only so much bandwidth that can happen. So this new entity that is going to open up with an existing name is going to allow just another option, and I'm proud to be a part of it.
No, that's
all right.
good.
So we do have a question. Will NorCal Karters broadcast / stream on YouTube at least one race from Prairie City this year or next year, Jason? Well, I don't want to say what race we have in mind on this show, but I'm going to say yes, we do have an idea in mind.
Good.
And we are in the process of seeing if we have everything we need to live stream from the track.
Thank you, Jason, for that answer.
Yeah, no, we'll make it happen. I mean, I'm on board, so let's make it happen. But real quick, back to my list of things, because the last thing I said was there's no food, and then you cut me off. Or you didn't cut me off, but then we stopped. So real quick.
Do you need a team? Well, before you get into that, do you need a team chef for Camry and go-karts on racing?
Okay, no, Jason. No, you cut him off again, Jason.
No, we want to support the food vendors that are going there. So
okay,
that's where I left off. and it'll be real quick because they're all just small, fun stuff, but they're very important to the aspect and the feel that I want to create. I want this to be like a venue that you go and there's things to do and see and buy and look at, etc. So anyway, I will promise, sure, that there will be food at every race, and that is and should be an easy to do. But sometimes we encountered, maybe I requested one vendor to do all the calendar, and they were like, yeah, no problem, sounds good. And then maybe they had 2 bad days in a row and I never heard from them again. Or maybe they got a better gig, and what happens? So we're going to mix it up. I'm going to build my wife a really cool pop-up and table and flat table, and she is an amazing Italian chef, so she's going to do some. Ashley's got some people already set up, ready to do. There's some of the others that we've used in the past, but each race might not always have a different one, but we're going to have a cool variety of food always, because that's very important. We are kind of huddled into this state park, and DoorDash is great when it's late at night and you're not getting up, but it's not economical every day, all day. So there will be food available at all the events, both days. But the best one is what video I'm watching and how horrendous the tracks looks when it's all dirt. So my dad and I are going to go down to River City Rentals and rent a excavator from my friend Matt, and we're going to dig trenches and put the sprinklers in so we can just water the ground, because right now there's grass, and in a month it's going to be full grass, and in 2 months we're going to have to start cutting it, and then in like 6 months it's all going to be dead, and then it's going to look like crud, and it's just going to be dirt and dust. So we're going to water it all the time and have a nice green cut down. This was a goal of mine last year, and it didn't pan out. There was something going on with actually the water system at the track, but it's time. And so anyway, I'm excited to have greenery all the time, especially against the red and white curbs and everything else. That's it. The rest of the stuff is all internal.
Okay, so one question, and then we're going to give away something. But can you tell us about the banquet?
What's a banquet? I'm just kidding. No, it's very important. Banquets are super important, and I have had so much fun each one that we've done. And this year threw me off a tiny bit because we ended our schedule in August, just the way it worked out. And I thought I had all this time to get the venue sorted out. And I've got the recipients, I've got the list, I've got the awards coming our way, but I have not announced the location or where. And it's not because it's a secret, it's purely because I'm poor at getting on social media and keeping everything in the loop. And I feel terrible because there is plenty of families that worked really, really hard to run the series, do as well as they did, and of course, and they will be rewarded for that and showcased for it. And we're going to have another fantastic banquet like we always do. Tomorrow is my day off. Wednesday is also my day off, and I have 2 other venues to go look at and get some information from them before I say, like, yeah, this is where it is. And that's kind of been my holdup. But I've been really bad at just reassuring the fact that, of course, we're having one. To me, it's a no-brainer. Naturally, we're having one. I've got the awards paid for. The people are there. But what's up here needs to be shared with everybody. And again, why I'm looking forward to your help with that, because it's important to communicate. So I can't tell you anything other than we are having a banquet for 2023. It will be a great time. The people that I need to be there because they're getting awards will get a phone call, an email. I will communicate with them directly and make sure that they know where and when. Everybody is invited, and it will be on social media and our website. I need a couple more days, and I'm so sorry for that, but it is November, and of all things, I got the flu and there was Thanksgiving, and it's just excuse after excuse. But we're having a banquet this year.
Well, I will say that every time we drive down Grant Line, well, we, meaning my daughter and I, she always points to the big house. And she goes,
Yeah.
that place was so cool for a banquet. Like every time it's like, I know. I hear this every time we go down Grant Line. But
it was a blast. That
yeah, my
gentleman,
daughter thought that was the coolest thing.
that was a lot of fun, and it was great. So we'll do it again.
Okay, so 2 things are going to happen right now. We are going to give away a entry to King or Queen of Prairie City. What you need to do is enter the code word into the comments. Okay, enter it into the comments, and then we're going to do a raffle to see a randomized raffle. Okay.
Hold
The
on.
code word is snake pit. One word, lowercase, snake pit. Put it in the comments. Snake pit, snake pit. Code word is snake pit. Put it in the comments. While we're doing that, Jason, for those of us joining a bit late, can you please do a quick recap of what we've talked about? Put it in the comments. Snake pit, snake pit.
Let's talk about what the King or Queen of Prairie City race is.
Okay, let's do that. So, go ahead. Hold on. No, literally all the comments started coming in at once, so I just got distracted. But okay. So, King or Queen of Prairie City is going to be January 20th at Prairie City. And it will be rain or shine, correct?
Yes.
It'll be rain or shine. And what prompted this idea for this this idea? Snake pit, one word. Snake pit, one word.
It is a one-off race, no points attached, a really cool title. We had fun. We got a king robe and a hat and the staff, and it was a blast. But what it is an opportunity to get out of the wintertime and again do a one race. So the structure we created this year was the first one, and it was a blast. We run 3 different configurations in one event. That's the first step. We have a spec gear ratio for all categories, so you are not troubled or pressured with the idea of trying to outsmart yourself and change the gear ratio throughout the day. And honestly, I don't want to stress people out. We want to have a good time and focus on the event. And we run a pretty fast-paced event, so I don't want to have anybody lose a sprocket or a chain because they're trying to hurry up and change it. So starting from the beginning, hypothetically, we're going to run the Grand Prix with, again, a spec gear ratio. The second race, the Heat 2, is going to be what we call the Roval, and it's the straightaway, turn 1, 2, and 3, which all kind of blend together. You're going to turn right at turn 4. You turn left at turn 5, and then that wraps you back onto the straightaway with about a 26 to 28 second lap. And what I really fell in love with about that layout is, other than it being a roval, which is something that we typically don't do, grandstands actually got to work really well because you could see everything. And with the classes that were 20 plus carts, 20, 30 carts, it was a exciting line of carts, nonstop traffic, nonstop passing. I didn't even know who was in the lead anymore. It was a lot of fun, and the drivers really liked it as well. And then the main event will be probably something in the reverse direction, again, just to completely throw it off. We want the cream of the crop to rise to the top, and we want someone who's well versed in adapting, passing, staying clean. We're going to reinforce are strict rules with driver conduct, and you carry yourself on the track as always. But it's going to showcase, a person that can adapt and accumulate the most points throughout. It's not winner take all in the main event. It's a points accumulation. And I plan on making a couple little edits to those rules, and then obviously posting those with you so that people can kind of get ready. I don't want to do it way too early. I do want to hype the race because it was a great time and will be again this year, and make it even better. But I don't want you to worry or stress out about which configuration is it or what's the gear ratio. We'll make sure that there's an entire month to prepare for that. But that's kind of the gist of it. It was a concept to just do something fun, before things really get started, and meet new people and put on an event and knock the dust off of ourselves. And I don't want it to be in the rain, so it's not going to rain. It won't rain. I promise.
Is the grid going to be reverse on the first heat?
No, I don't think so. But let me know into any details, and I appreciate the question, but I don't want to say anything and then go back on it. I want to go look at my notes, but I think the general idea is to make it to where you rise to the top because you deserve or entitled to be there that day. So I don't think I want to promise to mix it up like that. I would rather save those for a different event or another one-off event, because I love peak. I love what do they call it? What do we call it when we invert? That is the best, but it maybe isn't for everything. So yeah, David's comment is, top 5, but let me not promise or anything hard in stone. I do have it all written down how I did last year. I'm going to start there, and we'll get that on our next show.
All right, thank you. So before we pick a winner, okay, remember Donald's going to be doing Q&A at the end too, so we are going through the questions. We will come back to some questions. So let's talk a little bit about SKS. So at this calendar meeting, we discussed what regional series we had the choice from, and there were 2. It was decided that the other series would run this year, but with kind of my understanding of it is, look, at the end of this meeting, we had gone through 12 months of a whole year, and we all picked and decided and said we don't want to go on top of these races. And at the end, there were no dates left on the calendar. Okay. Another factor we wanted to sort of respect as well was all of the input that was submitted was pretty much saying there are too many races, but we want bigger cart counts. So when we were all in the room, it was kind of like the best way to answer this need is to only do one. Okay. So SKS is not dead. It's not done. It's not happening because of all the rumors that we're hearing. Okay. It simply is because at the end of the meeting, there was no more dates left on the calendar, and we wanted to respect what the people were the suggestions that people were giving us. We can look again into 2025. I'm answering for Donald, I just realized, but so kind of go from there, Donald.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry.
No, don't worry. That was great. And I think, for the most part, it was spot on. The reality was and is, some people might not know, there was there was a great series called KPX, and it was born not by me, but a gentleman called me years ago, and I remember sitting in my office at Cambrian Go-Karts, hearing this idea and concept. And it's funny how so many things I've witnessed come together, and I feel really proud about that because I've been around for a long time. Anyway, watched it grow, and it was successful, and it was really needed. It was the series that moved around and brought everyone together and gave you a taste of different things. And last year, that entity was not going to be able to continue, just for all good reasons. And I was asked if I had any interest in kind of moving it forward. And we had good momentum behind us with the facility that we're running now, Prairie City, and good reception and people. And I think we had earned the respect of a lot of people in the industry. And I didn't necessarily want to volunteer for it, but I wanted to. And I'm glad that I did. And it, as you said very well, it's not dead or gone. It's on pause. Here's the reason. I care a lot about the people that drive these go-karts, the families that you're attached to. And as you said, Ashley, the calendar is 4 weekends a month. And we can side comment on the success or lack thereof, or my ability to promote it. I'll own that. I didn't promote anything. I'm not a promoter. I love operating the event. I need someone else to help me promote things, and I have that now. But I did not promote it loudly. I did not promote it well. It was a really good series, and it was ran very well, and I'm proud of that. I took a chance and got out of our comfort zone and went out maybe of NorCal, which I don't resent. We went to various different tracks up and down the region, and we met and saw and encountered some people that maybe wouldn't ever cross our path. But I think it's not needed right now. I think there is a lot of racing. There's a lot of options. And I think it's selfish of me to be the newcomer on the block, that series, and just say, here's dates. Too bad. On top of your club, they're on top of your series, they're on top of your travel. And then behind that, on a personal note, it's, again, it's not the only driving reason, but it is a driving reason. I ran a really great, full packed, successful 206 race on Sunday. And then I cleaned up, worked on stuff, got ready, and happened to pack up the entire track and travel 4 or 5 hours away and build something new and run that. And I gave it everything we had, and it was awesome. And then I would get back, and we have people to answer to and things to do and work and get ready and follow through. And then as it happened, we had a 2-stroke race scheduled for the next Friday and Saturday and Sunday. And I took away people's ability to do anything other than follow my request. And that's not fair. I never saw it like that, and it definitely was not the intention at all, but there is too much of a good thing, whether it's a series or racing your go-kart. I can't race my go-kart 4 weekends in a row consistently. It's just not realistic. So we got some great clubs in our state, all the way down from down south, all the way up into Oregon, a different state, I'm aware of that. But great clubs, great people, and people want to move around on their own or do what they want to do and have their choice. And I want to focus more attention and do a even better job at the one that I can control and operate. And we have another series that is going to continue to go from City to Dixon to Davis to Reno, and I'm not going to get in the way of that. And I'm not going to ask anybody to make an uncomfortable, or at the end of the day, I'm diluting the sport. I have no desire to do that. I want to give 100% at Prairie City, and I will. And that's all we got time for this year.
All right. Thank you, sir. So we are going to pick a winner, and then we are going to do Q&A to wrap up. Picking the winner. Let's see.
How are you picking the winner?
Are you doing the winner right now?
Oh, I didn't share my screen. Okay. Hold on. Share screen. We practiced
Here, hold
this
on.
earlier.
Let me remove my screen.
Oh, okay. It's Michael Ting.
How did he win?
Congratulations, Michael Ting. It was a random draw. I apologize. I didn't share my screen, but it was a random draw. Congratulations.
Oh, you have an automated generated, it generates its pick on its own?
Yeah, and it scrolls through all the names and it flashes them up.
Cool.
Yes. I will
Michael
give you an
Ting.
example,
Hey,
but
Michael, are you in the room? If you have to respond right now if you're in the room.
he did.
Or we're redrawing.
He said, "Wow."
No, that's Chihuahua, whoever that is.
That's Michael Ting.
And
Michael
he was
Ting's-
the one earlier. I was using his video earlier for the first track around Prairie City. It was Michael's video I was using.
Oh my
What
God.
class are you going to run, Michael? He's got 100cc. So and I don't know if we did that too much.
Oh, I'm sorry, Michael. You've been disqualified if you work for YouTube, because now that's a conflict of interest. I apologize.
All right, so Michael Ting's the winner. Congratulations, Michael. Reach out to us and we'll get you all situated. Congratulations. We're gonna go through the comments a little bit and ask Donald some questions before we wrap up. Thank you everyone for joining us. Donald, how does the CCKRA race in July fit in?
And I'm sorry the calendar's not in front of me. That's the race that you're coming, CCKRA is coming to Prairie City. So I'm really excited about that because I got a lot of friends, Peter included, who race down there, and I cannot wait to have that happen.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
A little bit of backstory. CCKRA is the club that we are affiliated with, or I am affiliated with. And so we decided to team up with Prairie City, and we are going to be having a crossover race in
it's at a night race,
for some reason I want to say June. But Peter's saying July. I'm pretty sure it's June, like the last weekend of June. And Donald and I are going to work out specifics, but we will be there together in conjunction, CCKRA and All Star Karting together as one family. I'm bringing my friends and Donald to Donald's house, and we'll see how this goes.
So can I ask a question, a CCKRA question?
Go ahead.
I wasn't listening. Does that mean no Fresno in 2024?
Yes. We
Yes,
were
no
not
Fresno?
we were not able to acquire the dates in Fresno before we needed to finalize the schedule.
Okay.
We will be going back in 2025 for something we have planned.
Got it.
Okay, so we have
Oh, wait, did we tell Michael Ting what he won?
Yes.
All I heard was we have a drawing, but
okay.
So what did Michael Ting win?
Michael Ting won the entry to the King or Queen of Prairie City race on January 20th, 2024. rain or shine.
Rain or
But it's
shine.
not going to rain. It's not going to rain. It's going to be
It's not
shine.
gonna rain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Will there be more endurance races?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, that's another kind of exciting thing about consolidating the schedule a little bit and not having 2-stroke and 4-stroke on different weekends. Now we've got 3 weekends a month open at the track where people can practice, test, rent, and guess what? Endurance races. I've toyed around with the idea of not having to close down the facility to run it. It was amazing, but we might do, let me start over. We will do 4 or 5 4-hour endurance races throughout the year. They will be scheduled so you can forecast plans and sign up and commit to the one that you and your team would like to do. But we'll probably end up introducing some 2-hour, 3-man team minimum, just while we're open on a Saturday. And I'll get the details out for that. But Jameson had a good time. He did good. They almost won the thing. And we will absolutely have a handful of those so you can pick your desired date and make sure your team's there.
All right. Next question. The king or queen of Prairie City, is it 4-stroke only classes?
No, and great question. So just go back and rewind a little bit. All year, every single race that we'll have at Prairie City, we are bringing both categories together. We will have all of our 4-cycle classes and Tag Cadet, which is the 60cc IAMI or ROC cadet engine. We will have a 100cc junior class, which will be the KA or ROC VLR engine. We will have the 100cc senior, which will be the KA or VLR. And we will offer continually the 100cc masters. What we did with them, because again, they're a great group of people, I'm going to run them at the same weight as the seniors because none of them needed the extra room. They were all bolting on tons of weight. And sometimes they actually enjoyed just being seniors. So I'm going to read the room as we get closer. I have no problem scoring and awarding separately, but if I was going off of last year, it worked out just fine. 7, 8 of these, 7 or 8 of these, everybody coexisted. It was okay. But I actually genuinely, not promoting, because remember, I can't promote. I'm genuinely forecasting large 2-stroke fields, so they'll be separate on the track. I'm not going to mix 2 separate categories, when the numbers support itself. So anyway, all of the racing that we're doing will have Tag Cadet, 100cc junior, senior, masters, and 125 shifter, as well as the 80 shifters. They're going to come 2 or 3 times to Prairie City, and they come in a large group together. So that category is going to be offered when they travel together, not on a consistent basis, only because there is only so much time in the day before you start cutting corners, ruining the quality of the event. We're already, there as you hear me talk all the classes, but I have a plan on how some of them are probably going to blend together. Masters and legends, don't take it verbatim, but there's a possibility that might be a heavy class and just be heavy. There's a possibility that they might be on the track at the same time together and score and award separately, but we'll just have to see what the attendance is. The legends have been phenomenal with typically 20 cars each race, and the masters have the ability to do the same thing, but sometimes, there's 8, sometimes there's 12. We'll just have to see. I'm kind of aware of what the cap is to be on the track at the same time and again, keep the quality correct. So just read the room as it comes and make the schedule accordingly. But we will promise to have no cutting of corners just to accommodate more people. But we are going to have a lot of people, and I will be ready.
All right, next question. Will you have rain tires for sale at the track for King of PC, King or Queen of PC?
I will, yes. We have some now, and we'll keep watching the weather. It's a great question because Jason is a smart guy. He knows that a lot of times you go to races and it's a rain, or it looks like it's going to rain, and the promoter, no fault of theirs, can't supply an unguaranteed supply of rain tires. So they leave it up to the public to kind of sort it out for themselves. We will not do anything better or different from them. I know exactly where they stand, but we're a store with resources that we can use throughout the year. I will say this, I will stock up on rain tires, especially if it looks like we're going to need them, and if it doesn't. And I will guarantee them with a phone call and a reserve, and I will do everything in my power to have enough for anybody that would like them. But I will guarantee them, especially if you say, hey, just give me a set, I'm getting them, no problem. Okay. They will be for sale. And tires are always in stock and always for sale at the track. You know what I want to talk, you know what I want to, I don't want to burn up your time, but this is, I want to get people thinking about it. This is not set in stone, but this is my first ever asking for feedback from the people I care about. 206 fuel is a problem. It is from a gas station. It is from Chevron in Boulder Creek and Omaha and here and who knows, or it's been on a truck, or it's the last 10 gallons in their tank, or you just didn't get it at the gas station requested, or it's 3 weeks old and it's pump gas and it's evaporated and bad, or your carburetor is full of stuff. So at the moment, across most of the 206 racing, it is a spec 87 octane fuel that comes from a designated fuel station. And for the most part, it works out pretty good. The cost is just fine for racing and fuel. But there's problems that we all encounter. Well, what, I got it where you said, or, and sometimes it could just be, you know, you're just wrong. But I tend to believe like it's just an honest mistake. But you can't let an honest mistake just go through the scale line and go through tech. It's either right or it's not. And that sucks. So a lot of this pressure is actually coming from my dad and our tech guys, Mangus and Don Durbin. They don't like telling people they're disqualified for fuel when you have a really good feeling that it's an honest mistake. They will not let someone go through with illegal fuel. They will not cave and say, oh, don't worry, just change it. But nobody wants to have a problem, or let alone be labeled as a fuel cheater. So the idea, long build up to this, is I'm looking for a little feedback from the community, but it's gotta be in the masses, because I am not trying to drive up cost or ruin a good thing, but I am open and have already explored the idea of a really controlled fuel. I'm not the one who's created this idea. Lots of national events spec a leaded or completely secure, controlled low octane fuel for their 206 races, but it's not necessarily consistent all year long. It's that race in Indiana. Oh, we run 110, because guess why? Because you can really count on it. It is the gas that you're supposed to run or not. So I'd like some feedback down the road over the next couple weeks, month, whatever. Sunoco builds a fuel that is exactly for this. Called Optima, but as I found out doing the research, it's like $1 more than their 110 race fuel. So that doesn't get me excited. I'm not trying to make anything more expensive. 110 is what we put in our shooters, in our 100cc, in our 2-strokes. So we could just We got plenty of that all the time, and it's consistent. It doesn't go bad. It will not hurt your guides. It will protect your carburetor, protect your motor, but it's not $6 a gallon or whatever it is now, $5 a gallon. It's, it's $18 a gallon. So I'm just scratching at the surface to find out. I believe we are at that place where it's needed. You will not get DQ'd ever. If you're not doing something to your fuel, you will not get disqualified for a funky fuel or have that embarrassing moment if you run a true spec fuel. But I want to make it easy for you to obtain, so you're not feeling like you have to buy it from us. And I want to make it not, $20 a gallon. So you use 2 or 3 gallons in a race, weekend for your 206 and a gallon for kid cart. So it might not be what's going to make you wonder where to get your lunch, but is it going to be a problem? No. And I'm open to feedback. So we'll talk about that, and anybody can talk to me about that. I've had plenty of people say, like, that's a great idea, you got to do it. And I've had a lot of people go, oh man, that's going to be like $60 in gas, and I don't like that. So yeah, I'm bringing it up for the first time because I am 100% interested in regulating things for your benefit, not mine. But I'm also open to, hey, if I get DQ'd, then it's on me, and we'll keep running an 87. But you will get DQ'd if it doesn't pass tech, and that can sometimes not be your fault. With a regulated fuel, along with all the other perks of your pilot jet not getting plugged up because you haven't started it in 2 weeks, the other benefits are going to be you will not get disqualified if you are running that gas. It just will not happen. Anyway, take that, run with it, think about it. And I guess
we'll put a poll out on social media.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so that kind of we do have more questions. We are running out of time. But really quick, Donald, is the new team going to travel or just be at PC lightning round? Yes or no?
Cambrian go-karts, I will provide them with our box vans and resources. I will be at Prairie City, but I know you weren't asking about me. Thank you, Justin. I hope to see them get out and go abroad. I mean, that's the goal. I love when the folks from Reno and Nevada come down and race at our track, and we need to get on the road, go race there. And that's kind of the idea behind it, is to yes, move around and support different series and tracks and see people, and that's the goal. We have the power to do it. I think it's going to boil down to who, just like any team, is their desire to get out on the road. And if there is, I think then that would be no problem whatsoever.
All right. Any thoughts on bringing back 206 Tuesdays?
206 Tuesdays was something we created. We were kind of in limbo, and there wasn't much to do because racing was on hold, and it was a good time. We did it Tuesdays, kind of after work. We got together for just an unofficial together, not really race, and that's a dangerous word to use when there's no ambulance there, but we simulated starts. We simulated mock-up, getting ready, lineup, and it was to help people understand what the cart they just bought, and it also let a lot of people have fun on Tuesday. I loved it, love it, want to do it. Right now it's dark at 4:50, so we can't. Any thoughts on bringing it back? Crap, no, not on Tuesdays. That's my day off. It's gonna have to be called something else. But yeah, I hear you, Manuel, and I'm open. Not Tuesday. It's gonna be 206 Thursday.
All right, and our friend Andy is in the chat. Hey, Andy, what's up? We miss you winning at Challenge of the Americas Championships.
I always had a wonderful time racing in Andy Series, and I was lucky to bring home a couple championships, and I have a lot of respect for Andy in the industry. So thank you very much, Andy, for everything that you do.
Well, he'll be joining us next week, so you can tune in for that show, Donald.
Yes, tune in next week. We will have our friend Andy talking about Challenge of the Americas, Vega tires, and the new t-shirt design. Okay,
I saw it. It looks good.
Last question for Donald before we wrap up. Will you continue to offer a cash prize / incentive at the podium ceremony for classes with more than 16 racers?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, last year towards the end of the year, the 1 or 2 times that I got on social media, thank you for helping me with that feature, I wanted to just get creative. So I said, all right, any class with 15 or more entries, we're going to do a random draw of your tech sheet, and we offered cash money, and we'll continue to do that. Most of the classes were over 15, so yeah, that was a lot. But yeah, I'm not going to back away from it. We might edit it a tiny bit, not to make it bad or whatever, but we're going to continue to have classes with 20 plus cars. So instead of taking away, I gave away $200 for every class that had 15 or more cars. Instead of making it 100 to try and save my hide, I might say 20 or more just to make it build. So we're going to do that right now. 20 or more carts. That class is eligible for $200 cash drawing every race.
Jason, put it in the chat. Okay, so let's finish up. So Donald just said $200 for every class over 20.
Random
Let's
drawing,
do it.
yes.
Okay, so we are going to wrap up. Donald's going to give us his final thoughts, then Jason, and then I will close. All right.
Final thoughts?
Go ahead, Donald. Final thoughts, and you can thank your staff.
Yeah.
And all that good stuff.
That was important to me. I do want to thank my staff, because you definitely cannot do anything in life alone. So you got your family, that's super important. And I have a strong one behind me who puts up with a lot of, puts up is the wrong word, supports me a lot of really cool ventures that we all get to do together. And I'm excited to have them at the track a lot more this year. But on a daily basis, I'd just like to quickly thank Tommy, who's inside the shop, working with people every day. I'd like to thank Seth, Colby, Tyler, and Tim, who are at the track working, keeping people safe, coordinating renters and cleanup and this and that. They do a lot, not this and that. They do a lot. And I appreciate you guys very much every day. Mike Van Moyden is a dear friend of mine who comes out Tuesday and Wednesday when we're closed, and he works all the stuff we don't get to see. I remember doing it myself, and I am ever grateful for him doing it, which is mowing the grass, weed whacking, pulling weeds, blowing off the grid, blowing off the paddock, fixing this, painting that, putting in flagpoles. The guy is a jack of all trades, and my days off are genuinely days off because of him. So thank you very much, Mike. My dad is always in my corner. I shouldn't say never, but he's not at the track because it's time for him to do some stuff. But he comes and he works in the tech department, but more so what we don't see every day is what he does behind the scenes, whether it's an engine or a cylinder head or a carburetor.
Remodeling his house or
just
whatever.
Helping me. Yeah, he's a great guy, and he's my dad, and I love him a lot. So I can't thank him enough. And then on the race weekends, there's a lot of people, and they are strong, and we work together extremely well, with Phil Hand on the flags consistently doing a great job, and Lisa up in the tower making sure that it all goes right, and Bill and Mark on the grid, pre-grid, very important job. Mark Fox, grid, keeping it safe, clean, lined up, and ready. Part of our efficiency comes from those guys making sure that class is ready to roll out. I can't do that without them. And Lexi and Amy and Johnny and Jeff on the track, and Jeff Mangus in tech. Tommy's inside. And if I'm forgetting anybody, I'm going to kill myself. But there's Kelly Healy doing registration and wristbands. I'm looking at my list to make sure I didn't miss anybody's name, but I'm grateful for all of them, and we've become a family, and we rely on each other. We communicate well, and there's no way I can do it without them. So thank you guys very much.
All right. Thanks for joining us, Donald. All right. We hope to see everyone in Prairie City this next coming year. And we are excited about the King or Queen of Prairie City race coming up on January 20th. For me,
and our winner, Michael Ting.
Our
for the
winner,
entry.
Michael Ting. Congratulations. Team GFC. Shout out
Good job,
GFC. Okay, so just closing NorCal Carter's 1,000. We have gone over 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed, please go to YouTube and subscribe. We really appreciate it. And tomorrow we are going to be doing our drawing for the
Daytona Kart Week.
Daytona Kart Week giveaway. And so it won't be NorCal Mondays, but it'll be a special event that we will do tomorrow. Thank you all so much for being on this journey with us. I was telling Jason earlier, I remember when 1,000 kind of looked so far away. And then when it was down to the last 20 people, I was like, oh my gosh, how did we get here? So trust me, guys, we are working really hard behind the scenes to give everybody that supports us great content, coverage, everything. Reach out to your clubs again. If they haven't heard from NorCal Carters, we apologize. But please tell them to reach out. Please tell them to check their emails or whatever they have to do. Thank you, Donald, for joining us tonight and partnering with us. We look forward to being out at Prairie City and giving you guys lots of coverage and hyping up the events there. So that's all for me. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Michael Ting, congratulations, and we'll see you tomorrow for the Daytona Kart Week winner.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you, Donald.
Go ahead.
Which one's going ahead? Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're closing.
I'm closing. All right. So this morning I got a text from Isert, Steven Isert. So he reminded me. I said I would shave my head when we hit 1,000 subscribers. So
Awesome.
At some point we will figure out how do we shave my head. See, if I was smart like Kart Chaser, I thought Kart Chaser said, oh, if we get a certain amount of subscribers, Connor will shave his head. No, they did it the smart way. They said, if you send us a certain amount of money, we'll shave Connor's head. So that's why they have big cameras. And Ashley and I are still struggling because I didn't ask for money. But we will figure out how to do it. Shave it now. I'm not shaving my hair over the computer. I'm not cleaning up that mess. But we'll figure it out. We've got the clippers. If my daughter would put them in the camera. I don't know what she's looking at. But there we go. So just do it better than Britney Spears. I'm going to channel Britney Spears or Sinead O'Connor, whatever jokes you want to have. Patrick Nash, I don't know. Do you have hair, Patrick? I only threw his name out there because he was giving us crap about what's a YouTube. So I don't know. Maybe we should do some sort of a bidding. The highest bidder gets to drive to Galt and shave my head, or Lillian just shaves it. I don't know. We'll figure it out. NorCal Carter's tattoos.
Whoa, bro. Whoa.
If you want to sponsor temporary tattoos, that would be a great giveaway for NorCal Carters. But I'm not an ink guy, so.
Oh my God.
Track. We can shave it at the track. So we'll figure out something. It'll be fun. We do appreciate the support. And like Ashley said earlier, we will work on the content, getting better. With Ashley on board and Josh, pushing, we have been doing things a little bit better. A lot of the live stream stuff, honestly, live stream comes down to budget and logistics. So that's really what the live stream stuff comes down. Number one, budget. Number two, the logistics of each facility and the type of network requirements they have. So we don't shy away from it. It just, every track is going to be unique for that type of a thing. So with that being said, Greg Bell, yes, we hit 1,000. So our road racing buddies, I don't know how they did it. We don't ever hear from the road racers on the live stream, but they pushed us 20 plus in, I don't know, 10 hours or something. So that was pretty cool to see. And so we'll be giving away tomorrow. Ashley will have details going on social. We're giving away a Daytona Kart Week entry. So I'm not sure how that's going to go down, but yeah, it's going to be exciting. And put your ideas in there as far as shaving the head, or if you want to see something else, I don't know, wax my butt. I don't know.
No. The network's cutting you off. If we bring one person into our sport.
Thank you for supporting us, and we're signing off.